I don't think it's very warm.
Welcome to day 2 of Red Deer Pack Rat's Turkey Run. Today's trail promises to be a thrilling and more challenging adventure as we tackle 2 different mountains. We expect exhilarating moments, but hopefully not a lot of carnage. Here's to conquering the trail and creating lasting memories together.
Oh.
Well, that didn't take long.
Easy to get to?
Our adventure takes an unexpected turn as we kick off the day with our first bit of carnage, just minutes from the trailhead. Nick, piling his Gladiator on 40s, slips into a deep washout, laying the side of his nice Jeep into the bank. This recovery calls for a carefully coordinated effort to avoid causing additional damage.
Oh, my heart stopped.
This time, Nick got away very lucky. Nothing is broken, and there's just a few scratches after putting everything else back in place.
So what happened?
The last one that happened, it broke.
The much talked about stair steps awaited us next. A daunting set of rocky ledges on a very steep section of the mountain. The camera really struggles to capture the true essence of this rugged spot. Beyond the granite ledges, loose rocks added an extra layer of difficulty, forcing drivers to rely more on momentum than finesse. It resulted in some bumpy rides and an exciting spectacle to watch. Buster Ogilvy, behind the wheel of his 2-door standard JK, had a heart-stopping moment as he launched a tire over the edge of the trail. Then, in a move showcasing both skill and quick thinking, he pulled off a remarkable recovery. This adrenaline-pumping close call added an extra layer to the trail. The route was relentless in its challenges, as Jeff, one of the event organizers, managed to wedge a stump into the wheel well of his lifted TJ. Despite cutting it with a chainsaw, the stump clung tenaciously to Jeff's lifted TJ. Somehow, I predict today's adventure isn't done with you yet, Jeff. As we navigated through the tight trees, the echoes of challenging events lingered in my mind. Reflecting on the conversations back at camp about the anticipated difficulty of today's trail, I couldn't help but mull over the unexpected problems we had already encountered. Doubt began to creep in, casting a shadow over the likelihood of us all reaching the end of the trail unscathed. As swiftly as those doubts crept in, we emerged from the dense trees, finding ourselves atop the first mountain peak. The moment was nothing short of breathtaking. A swift confirmation that, indeed, it was worth it. With a panoramic 360-degree view of the Rocky Mountains, the landscape unfolded before us in all its glory, adorned with a light blanket of smoke from distant wildfires. The collective gasps and exclamations of awe echoed as we took turns, capturing the sheer magnificence of the surroundings through the lenses of our cameras. The challenges of the trail, the doubts, and the uncertainties faded into insignificance against the backdrop of this awe-inspiring vista. The descent, though it took us away from the mountain's majestic view, brought us back into the tight trees and into the trails demanding nature once again.
Nick, your poor truck.
I know.
Your poor truck.
Today is not a day at all.
No.
At all.
Nick summed it up perfectly. His truck was having a bad day. As he navigated through the tight trees, fate had other plans, and he found himself wedged between two of them. Chuck, from 3.0 Explorers, with the advantage of 20 inches less wheelbase, effortlessly navigated between the tight trees, highlighting the difference just a few inches makes. The landscape unfolded in a series of long climbs and steep descents, acting as both an exhilarating journey and a mental pause, allowing us to catch our breath before the next challenge. These serene moments were swiftly replaced, though, by the immediate need to refocus and tackle the next challenge ahead. Uh-oh. I knew the trail wasn't done with you yet, Jeff. He finds a large hole with his back tire, and after a couple solid attempts and big wheelies, and a whole lot more angle, he prudently decides to check out the bypass. Finally, it's my turn to play in the washout. These have to be one of my favorite features in the mountains, and I waste no time pushing my Jeep through odd lines. I find that by exploring different ways to attack obstacles, I've learned a whole lot about dealing with them. I take it as a valuable learning experience. It not only enhances your understanding of the best lines, but it also equips you with the ability to navigate said lines effectively. Moreover, when unexpected things happen, and they will, this experience allows you to maintain a level head and drive through them with greater ease. Hey, caught you looking. If you're enjoying this content, head on over and show your support by giving us a like and hitting the subscribe button. Your feedback really matters, so drop us a comment about what you enjoyed or what you think could be improved. Your input plays a vital role in shaping a better experience that resonates with you. Let's make this journey together, and thanks for being part of our community. As we reached a particularly steep section of the trail, with a deep washout running down the middle, tension gripped the group. Scott, maneuvering his goby-colored JK, faced a challenging moment. The Jeep struggled momentarily, testing both driver and machine. The gravity of the situation became palpable. The potential for problems with serious consequences loomed. Holding our breath, we watched as one Jeep after another approached the daunting slope, each teetering on the edge of disaster. The relief was tangible, as one by one they skillfully averted catastrophe, barely making it to the top. Well, most of them anyway. Lila, driving the burgundy two-door Rubicon, was a fairly new Jeeper from the Ogilvy clan. She slips deep into the washout and has the bank holding her from possible rollover. After a brief consultation, someone guided her to reverse out of the predicament, but as she drove away, she pulled another big wheelie in defiance. Unfortunately, the angles came with consequences.
Sideways and trying to climb out of it and couldn't get out of it.
What happened to your tire?
I got some dirt in the bead, and so then it causes it to leak. And so we're digging dirt out, and now we're putting air back in.
At this point, we tried to clean the bead and it didn't work, so it's easier just to put the spare on.
I caught my back tire on the ruts.
3/8
then
inches
the-
after.
It sunk.
ruts, and I stalled it, and I backwards, and I bounced off the tree, and I got done, and I couldn't even talk. I was just like.
What a trooper. After what most would say was a harrowing experience, she seems completely unfazed. Ashley brought out her well-equipped JK Ruby on 35s, making some of the steeper sections look like child's play. Corey and his daughter joined us mid-trail in his two-door Rubicon. It's the dirtiest I have ever seen his rig.
Oh, you're not even here. I'll bring it down to reality. Do that again.
This mountain never lets up. But just when you think you can relax, the next difficult obstacle appears to remind you of exactly where you are. Whether it's the washouts, the tight trees, or just the sheer steep angles, some places approaching 40 degrees. Fortunately, there are switchbacks and bypasses throughout this trail, but that really doesn't mean that the bypasses are any easier. As we ascend the steepest face of the mountain, a formidable challenge unfolds. While all of us are behind the wheel of very capable rigs, only a select few have opted for the direct path straight up. The ascent, coupled with the sheer steepness, is further complicated by the presence of loose rocks scattered to impede our progress and test the limits of our vehicles. The air is filled with the roar of engines and crunch of rocks under the tires as we navigate this section.
Steve, when Corinne goes with you, will she do all these hills?
Oh yeah, she's no problem. She's just stand here.
Yeah.
You can see Marble where we were.
All right. Show me where Marble is. Oh,
That's that one that we all individually went up and took pictures at.
We have arrived at the big one, an enormous, deep washout with the highest of consequences if you screw up. You don't need a huge Jeep for this, only a good plan or a great spotter. Nick has both, but also packs a lot of experience and little fear. His Gladiator needs redemption for the earlier missteps, and he pilots it through with relative ease. In fact, he was so smooth that a couple of the other drivers who were on the fence about trying it decided to give it a go. Chuck stood among the daring drivers, ready to face the challenge head-on. Taking instructions from Steve, he skillfully piloted his beautiful blue diesel JKU Rubicon down the steep banks. It was my first time witnessing a diesel Wrangler in action on the trail, and it proved to be an impressive sight. Chuck, displaying a commendable level of control, expertly maneuvered through the deepest sections, even hanging a tire in the air at times. The Jeep's low RPM torque, along with Chuck's finesse, demonstrated that they were more than up to the task, leaving the onlookers and many cameras capturing his smooth descent. Once again, I get to play in one of my favorite features. As I proceeded down the washout, a group of wheelers and dirt bike enthusiasts happened upon the scene, stopping in their tracks to enjoy the show. The audible gasps and wide-eyed expressions from onlookers suggested they were witnessing a spectacle they had never seen before. The sheer capability of Jeeps navigating through such formidable terrain. This one is a lot deeper than the last, but I still tried to put my Jeep in odd angles to see how it would react. Sometimes though, it just seems unfazed with my stupid antics. As we descended the length of the washout, leaving the onlookers in awe, it reinforced the idea that off-road adventures in any capacity are not just about overcoming obstacles. They are about sharing the experience with those around you who appreciate navigating the untamed. Daryl Ogilvie is the last Jeep to answer the challenge, but he slips deep into the washout with his bright yellow Rubicon.
Front fender's going in the bank here. Bend back up. But I'm worried about it. You're okay so far. Yeah. Yeah. You're going good.
Luckily, Steve is there to expertly guide him back to a level attitude with no damage. It's such a sweet looking color, and it really stands out on the trail. It would be a shame if it got damaged here. If you haven't noticed the coincidence, his sister Lila, son Buster, and daughter Chantel, who was his co-pilot, were all on this run. From that point on, Daryl, who's been wheeling on this trail since the 70s, put on a clinic in vehicle control. This was Chantel's first experience off-roading. While it's great to see her having so much fun, I don't recommend ever sticking your head outside the Jeep while negotiating an obstacle, especially one like this. Lachlan was pretty observant and noticed my GoPro sitting in the bottom of the washout, mostly covered by a rock. Thankfully, he cleaned it off to be ready for the next shot. I know I said the last one was the last Jeep, but really it was the last unique Jeep. Steve has been doing a great job and dedicated his whole day to guiding, so when it came to this washout, I offered up my Jeep and he gladly accepted. Steve's wealth of off-road experience shone through as he took the wheel of this Jeep for the first time. He navigated the challenging terrain with a level of mastery that could only come from years of experience. You're still watching, so you must have liked something. Don't forget to show your support by liking and subscribing. Your engagement is crucial, and we're aiming to reach 1,000 subs this year. Your contribution can help us achieve this goal and continue sharing more exciting off-road adventures. Thanks again for being part of our community and watching the journey unfold.
Well, I did that yesterday. Gassed going downhill.
You what?
Gassed it going
Throttled
downhill.
it going down the hill, and it just like
You hit
wham!
the
It's
gas and
like,
changed gears.
With one last glance at the majestic Rocky Mountain Range, the trail, now etched in our memories, fades into the horizon, leaving behind a sense of accomplishment and silent testament to the challenges conquered and the adventures embraced with friends.
Oh, we cooked some turkeys, and we had a great time out on a couple trails. Good people, couple little pieces of carnage, but nothing bad. A great time as always.
Great weekend. Lots of trail time and no carnage for the most part, so that was good. I think everybody had a good time as far as I know, so that's kind of the main thing.
Yeah, cool.
Set for another year for next year. Some good stuff, some stupid stuff, some
New
easy
friends?
stuff, faster stuff, some
Yep, friends and fire time.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Ah, and how can we forget Chuck's son Lachlan and his plunge into this freezing cold mountain stream?
I don't think it's very warm.
That's cold, the look on your face, yeah.
An unforgettable chapter to the day's story, an adventurous spirit that runs in the veins of off-road enthusiasts.
Good way to wrap up the weekend. Later, guys.